Hi, I'm Anita of My Juvenile Podcast, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fabulous day. And if you're seeing the show for the very first time and you like the show, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell so when an episode comes out, you'll be the first to know. Guys, I feel like I haven't seen you all in such a long time, but guess what? School is going to be out shortly, and I am going to have 2 months free. I cannot wait, and I'm not traveling anywhere this year. I'm going to stay put because I have a lot of things working on. So I'm going to stay here, and I'll be able to do more shows about our favorite Prince Harry, Princess Meghan, Archie, and Lily. Speaking of Lily, guys, thank you so much for celebrating Lily's birthday with me and those wonderful wishes. Some of them I was able to read, and I will continue reading the rest. A lot of people wanted to know how I went about creating that poem and the child's voice that was used. So I'm just going to tell you guys a little about how I came about it. Every time I do a birthday or an anniversary celebration for the Sussexes, I feel like I always have to up my game. Who can forget the birthday wishes for Meghan? Okay, that was just awesome. And I said to myself, how can I even make it better? And I was thinking and thinking and thinking, and then I had this vision. I know that we have some photos out there of Lily, not a lot of photos, but enough. And there were some things that Harry and Meghan had said publicly about Lily, and I said to myself, how can I incorporate the photos that we have? There's only 2 official photos, and some of them are basically screenshots from Harry and Meghan's docu-series. So how can I incorporate the little photos that we have and what Harry and Meghan has said about Lily? And I started thinking and thinking and thinking. I had this vision. Maybe I could put the words and the pictures together. So I sort of had my computer, generate a sweet poem for me. And it wasn't a perfect poem, but I said, I will modify it. And that's what you do. You get something and you modify it. And I took some of the words of Harry and Meghan, and I incorporated it into the poem. And then thanks to each and every one of you guys who watches my video, and some of you guys who donate to the channel, support the channel, I was able to buy the software with these different voiceovers. You may see in many of my shorts, I use voiceovers a lot. It's a quick way of sending out a message without having to, record over and over until it's perfect, because it is a voiceover. So I had this child voice read the poem after finishing the poem, and it sounded so beautiful. The whole idea of once upon a time in Montecito, I incorporated that. I talked about Princess Diana, Grandmama. It sounded so cute. And then I put in there with some of Harry's things that he wrote in Spear. I incorporated some of that in there. And when Harry was in the Zoom call with Well Child, I also incorporated some of what he said about, Lily finding her voice in there, and what Meghan had said about Lily on the podcast Archetypes, as well as, when she was on the Ellen show, and I incorporated that in there. So sometimes all you need is a little template, and then you take all your different ideas and you intertwine it in whatever that template that you have. And that's exactly what I did. I had part computer savviness, intelligence, and part my vision of what I wanted the final product to be. So I was really happy. I played it for my children and they liked it. And I say, once children like it, then I have no doubt that adults and people listening who, you know, never have probably, taken time out to get to know the Sussexes, they would also like it. So, um, that's how it came about. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the compliments. And, I appreciate it. So thank you so much. Yes, so, yesterday Harry was supposed to be at his court, trial against the Mirror Group. And he came into England, but I guess he was exhausted from the celebration that took place at the Montecito Palace. I could just imagine the fun and the excitement and the happiness that was in that household. And so Harry could not attend the first day of the, what would have been cross examination, because the trial has been going on for, a while now. But you must give it up to Harry. Harry is putting family first. He is definitely taking a different route than, what members of the royal family normally take. He is putting his children, he's putting his wife, he's putting his family proper first. And I appreciate that about him. And those things, those milestones, you don't get those days back. You don't get these milestones back. So it is important that Harry takes time out to celebrate these milestones. And I am so proud of him. It makes me even love them even more, because they pretty much value the things I value. My children, if you guys know, the most important thing to me in my life. And speaking of my children, by the way, I had a high school graduation on Saturday. My son, my third son, graduated from high school, and I was just beaming from ear to ear. I would put, a clip of it in the podcast, but I have to get his permission first to do that, and he's not here right now. And I don't want to call him and ask him to do something like this, because I don't know if he wants to be seen on camera. So I'll just tell you guys about it, because I don't want to invade his privacy. So he graduated, and he all his life he's been saying he wants to be a doctor. And he had applied to several schools, the schools that he really wanted to go to, that had this medical track. He didn't get into them, so it has been quite a sad time looking at him, as he goes through choosing the college that, the final college of his choice, because, what he was left with. So he's just going to work his way up. And at the end of the day, I think that he's going to reflect back at some point in his life and say, you know what? It didn't work out that way, but at the end of the day, all is well. So, and then he'll have memories to look back on and say, remember when? So, I just want him to know it, at some point he's going to look at the show. They always do. And I just want him to know how proud I am of him. And, the sky's the limit for you, sweetie. The sky's the limit for you. You can do anything that you set your mind to do. And I know you're going to achieve all your dreams. All of them are going to come true. And one of the things that I teach my kids and them, most importantly, is to obey the law of the land more than anything, and to put God first and obey the law of the land. And As long as they're doing that, that's all that matters. All the other accolades and the degree and the job and the this is secondary, in my opinion, when it comes to my values in life. It's nice. Those are just icing on the cake, but at the end of the day, is reverence for God and respect the law of the land. Okay, so that's it. It's not about my kids. The show is not about my kids. But I can't help myself. I'm a proud mama. Anyways, so let me just move on to Harry, and just pick up where I left off. I could talk about my kids for days. But anyways, so as I said, I'm so proud of Harry that he is putting his family first. He's been an example for members of his family. They never put Harry first. Poor Harry lost his mom, and the little family that he had left over, which was his father and other members of his family, they put country first and they put the news media first above their own child, and it's unfortunate. And look at what we have today. Look at the result. Look at the emotional and psychological trauma that Harry has been through as a result of all what has happened to him. So just proud of him that he's putting his family first and being an example of what a true parent is. So he, after all of the celebration and stuff like that, and I mean to say, coming to England from California is a mighty long trip. And I could just imagine the jet lag, um, you know, after, crossing over the pond like this for him. So he attended his trial today. He was cross-examined, and we should all be proud of Harry because he held his own. He was able to answer questions, and at times they said he even, crack a little joke, in between, just take out the seriousness of everything. So Harry being Harry himself, and he was able to answer the questions that was asked, and he held his own. And I'm telling you, the Mirror Group publication, they certainly not putting out their weakest link in terms of their lawyers. Those lawyers that they have are certainly some of the best and brightest over there in the United Kingdom, and when we're talking about lawyers in general. So Harry had some pit bulls coming up against him, but he was able to hold his own and answer those questions, and at the end of the day, I think he came out a winner. I think he came out victorious because Harry hammered over and over and over again, you know, reiterating the psychological trauma that he experienced, the paranoia that he experienced, and his inability to form relationships, or even those relationships that he had with people that he had to sever ties with because he felt like he couldn't trust anybody, because things that were near and dear to his heart, things that were very personal to him, were being put in in newspapers out there. Think about it. Here you're seeing things that you're thinking is confidential, is personal, and here they are splashed over newspapers in England. So there must be some paranoia that comes with this type of situation. So that is exactly how I am, based on the readings that I have seen and the reporting from the from the court, that's what I've been reading. He just kept reiterating of the trauma that he experienced, the psychological effects of not being able to, excuse me. So I feel like at the end of the day, um, Harry came out victorious. And as I said to you guys in the past, get your favorite champagne out, get your favorite wine out, because we're going to have a celebration right here in the Sussex squad. Because the fact of the matter is, if the Mirror, the Mirror group did it one time to other people, which they have, admitted to, who is to say that they didn't do it to Harry? They did it to every Dick, Tom, and Harry. Yes, they did it to Harry. Okay, they did it to everybody else, but they definitely, what they're claiming is that they excluded Harry. How is that possible when they've had a habit of acquiring information illegally? And here is Harry, their prize, that they would not, you're telling me that they would not go ahead and try to obtain information about Harry illegally when they have done it to several people, which they admitted to? And not only that too, they also admitted to one instance they did it. Okay, now that instance they did it, they know that it can be proven, so they went ahead of the case and said, okay, yes, we admit we did this once, but other times we didn't do it. Who are these people kidding? This is the norm for them. This is what they do, okay? And all of a sudden, they're going to exclude Harry of their strategy or their method of obtaining information about public figures. Who are these people kidding? And I know the judge is going to see right through. I hope he's looking at it from that point of view as well, in addition to the evidence that is out there. Okay, so they've been able, I think, to go through quite a few of the articles that the judge had admitted to be tried, because I think overall it's about 150 articles Harry claimed that were that had information that were obtained illegally, but the judge decided that of the 150, he is going to admit 33 of those articles. So they're going through the articles one by one, questioning Harry about the different stories in the article. So I guess tomorrow they're going to finish up with it, and if probably they're not done, they probably will extend the time, because the judge had promised the defense that Harry wasn't in court on Monday, the judge promised them that they were going to give them the extra time if needed to make sure that they efficiently, cross interrogate Harry. So there you go with that. But another piece of piece of information that came out of that case today was Harry saying that Piers Morgan had intimidated him and his wife, for the longest while. And the reason why he was intimidating them or literally harassing them is because he knew that Harry was filing that court case, and he wanted to, get Harry not to go ahead and do it. So he tried this intimidation tactic with Harry, So I always say in life, there's never smoke without fire. If you see smoke, there's fire somewhere. Because for the longest while, people were just saying that Piers Morgan was obsessed with Meghan, or he was behaving like some jilted lover, or because he didn't get invited to Harry and Meghan's wedding, or because he didn't have Meghan close to him so he could get information from the palace. That's the reason why he was behaving that way. But Harry, clarified today, saying that, Pierce Morgan was literally bullying his family because he wanted them to not go ahead with the case. And so he brought that up. And we will be hearing from Pierce Morgan shortly because he's due to testify. He has to answer to his role that he played, because I don't know if you guys know, he was the editor of the newspaper that Harry is now claiming that obtained the information from him illegally. So they're definitely going to have to question Harry's lawyer. And by the way, Harry's lawyer, isn't he fine? He is worth looking at. I'm telling you, the man is good looking, and he knows it. He has a lot of swag, that lawyer. So, and he has represented, as I put out a little blip of him, he has represented several people, the who and who of high profile people. He's represented them. So Harry is in good company. He has an excellent lawyer, a lawyer that is an expert in that field. So definitely Pierce Morgan is going to have to answer to Harry's lawyer, and we will see him. We'll finally get to see him squirm and answer the questions that Mr. Sherburne, is Sherburne? I can't remember his name exactly, but Harry's lawyer. And yes, so tomorrow is the next day, and we will see what unfolds in court. And yes, Harry's doing great. He's doing a great job under a lot of pressure. He's never been in that situation before. And there he is answering questions and even being funny at times, just lightening up the mood in the courtroom. And we all know that, these courtrooms can be quite, stiff and serious and what have you. So Harry is putting sunlight in there. So anyways, guys, on that note, enjoy yourself and keep praying for Harry, and send your love, your virtual love out there in the United Kingdom to him, because it's been one heck of a day for him. And I guess once he feels more comfortable, in the sense that this is his first day, I think tomorrow is even going to be a greater day for him, because he's been able to go through and experience what it's like, and I think tomorrow is going to be a better day. So anyways, on that note, take care and bye, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.